Hey guys, what's going on? My camera's a little silly, isn't it? There we go. Hi. Why is this? Okay, there we go. That's better. Is it? There we go. How's everyone doing? So happy to see you all here on this lovely Wednesday evening. This might make sound. Hold on.
Guys.
Okay, that was the Zoom that we're going to be watching today. I just forgot to open it until right now. Lizzie, thank you for renewing your membership. I appreciate that so much. Wow. Oh, you like the hair? Thanks. I like it too. This shirt, I think I got it from Romwe, which I know is really crappy to buy from there, but it's cute, so thank you. So this is not going to be that oil show, because that oil show premieres the first Tuesday of every month. We already watched this month's. So what we're going to watch today instead is a Zoom call that one of you guys sent to my Google Drive, slash my, what do you call it? Like my submission form or whatever. I haven't really watched this, so, but the description is that it's a team Zoom, and they're all drinking the Kool-Aid. So, 5 inches of snow overnight. Wow, Quinlan. My desert ass is confused by that. Your sister-in-law bought from Young Living. That's not good. Yeah, dude. Yellow's where it's at. Yellow's fun. Hi, Pippi. So, I guess we don't have to really wait around much longer. Please lick the stream if you haven't already, and if you're incapable of licking, just press the like button. That's fine. That works for me. Yeah, so this is just straight up, look at all these happy, smiling faces. I don't know what team this is. I don't recognize any of these people, so I don't know what leaders these are or anything. Again, I haven't really, Griffin's down there having a lot to say. Yeah, I don't really know what this is all about. I just know it's a team training, and they're drinking the Kool-Aid, so. Dude, you shaved your head? That's amazing. Sometimes I want to go back to shaving my head, but, like, the growing it out is the reason why I put it off, because I don't really want to go through the grow out process again, because it's a pain in the butt. She's the live, laugh, love sort. Yikes. Okay, well, hey, let's press play. I'm not really sure what we're in for today, but it's a Young Living team call, so it's bound to be infuriating. All right, let's go.
Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Sorry, that was kind of loud.
For our September team call. We're so excited to have you guys join in.
Okay, September. Yeah, by the way, the person who sent me this sent this to me a while ago. So, you know how I was doing that call or that live stream a few weeks ago where I was reacting to submissions? This is another one of those that was sent apparently 6-7 months ago. So,
I'm here with my girl Casey tonight, and we've got a fun little thing we wanted to do tonight.
Is there still an echo? Is it better now?
As we are all in different places in our business, we all also have a similar focus area, and I think specifically right now in this season of bringing in new brand partners, of vision casting, of enrolling people who are interested in pursuing a business with Young Living. I was actually on a call earlier today where we were talking about
just recruit then.
The loss, if you will, of casual sharers, because I feel like when we have these shifts in our business with new verbiage and the website updates and things like that, we went from constantly equipping people to share the business opportunity to us feeling like we couldn't, or that we didn't have the right verbiage or language to do that, because now we have such a distinction between customer and brand partner. And it's a good reminder to myself and hopefully to all of you that like casual sharing and people who are building this as a side gig or once in a while sharing is still absolutely a part of our business. The only difference is they're getting the business essentials kit versus if they were like giving their social security way back when we used to do that. And so I want to remind you guys that like, we absolutely can and should be equipping people to enroll other people. That duplication is still the name of the game. That what we're trying to do here is to have this be so simple for people to enroll other people, that simplicity wins. That the more people we can...
Dude, I wonder why they're putting such an emphasis on recruiting. That's so weird. I like how they call it enrolling. What, Griff? I don't know. He's just downstairs going, Mama. No, you didn't miss much. We just started it, but they're dying a slow death and the Huns are in denial. Yeah. But we're almost 2 minutes in and they are just going hard at recruiting. Notice how they're not talking about the products at all. They haven't even mentioned the products, I don't think. They haven't mentioned how to sell the product. They're more like, you need to sell the opportunity. You need to enroll people. You need to recruit people. That's all I'm hearing.
Get to grab their sign-up link and share with others, the better. And so for people to do that, it's the same as if they want to be an all-in brand partner that wants to build with big dreams and big plans and wants to work this like a full-time job. We also are going to have a lot of people who want to just do this casually and from time to time. And our job as leaders, one of our jobs as leaders, is to equip them with that. As Casey and I were talking about this call,
what does this even mean?
We thought it would be fun to sort of interview each other with
we love a team building exercise.
And what I mean by that is when you're onboarding a new brand partner, when you are asking people what their goals are, just like I was talking about, you're going to have new people coming into this business who are asking and wanting to just dive in. They can't get enough of everything. They're even 5 steps ahead of you. You're sending them things and you're like, oh yeah, I already read that. That's awesome. That's best case scenario, right? We're also...
How often does that scenario happen though? That's best case scenario, then it must not happen very often.
We're going to have some people who come in who need a little bit more hand holding, who we need to ask questions. You are going to find
casual
that your
scamming.
Job as a leader is going to be 95% asking questions. It's going to be you listening and you asking more things. The quieter that we are, the more that we learn about our leaders, our brand partners, our team, our customers. And so as we ask questions, it gives people the opportunity to have these aha moments where they're telling themselves what they want versus us telling them what they want, because we don't really know. We know what we want.
Yeah, what do you want? You want a bigger team, huh? We know what we want. We just want to recruit as many people as possible. This is weird because, okay, so she's saying that, what did she say? 95% of the time you're going to be quiet and you're going to be listening to what your customer is going to want. But it's the moment, so that customer is going to tell you anything, right? They could say they have diabetes. They could say they have cancer. They could say that they get migraines. They could say that they need prenatal care, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that the oils work for any of those things, but the people who are just sitting there listening, who are yeah, okay, go ahead. They're just going to agree that anything that any prospect would say, they will clap back with, oh yeah, that's totally possible. We have an oil for that. It's it just goes back to the meme. Is there an essential oil for that? Yeah, literally anything you say. Even, okay, because it might not even be that. It could just be I want to make more money. I want community. I want all these things that MLMs say that they offer and stuff like that. Anything, literally anything. Health condition, financial condition, social condition. No matter what it is, they will sit there and listen for 95% of the time. And as soon as that person's done talking, the rest of the 5% of the time is, oh yeah, yeah, absolutely can do that. They could say they have halitosis, and then you know what they're going to say? We have a great thieves mouthwash. Or, have you tried gargling with peppermint oil every day? Or something like that. Don't do that. I don't think there's any benefits to that at all. Clowntown's here? Oh, you are here. Like this dream, or you have dreams about being in Young Living. Oh no, that's not a dream, that's a nightmare! Sever a limb, there's an oil for that. Well, and even I've listened to these people enough to know that even if you were I had to have my leg amputated or whatever, they'd be oh, well, Okay, so I know, for example, they have helichrysum that they push for scarring. I want to say tea tree oil they push for scarring too. So they'll be like, okay, well, this will, because, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, an amputated limb gets those, like, little scars at the tip of it. So they'd be like, oh yeah, well, you can hide those scars. So rub some helichrysum on it, or tea tree, or, you know how they say that you get those phantom limbs and stuff. I don't know if that, maybe they would suggest one of the oils that they use for, like, mental calming or something. All those things that they say they use for depression and all that, yeah, they'd probably say that too. I'm literally telling you that there is nothing that a customer can say, or I guess a potential prospect for recruitment, there is nothing that any of them can say that any of these people on the Zoom call wouldn't be like, sorry, I can't help with that. On the topic of black cats being cuddly, yeah, Pippi, she's my old lady. She's going to be 14 next month, and she's drooling all over me. It's so sweet. She gets drooly when she gets happy. Oh, sweet baby. Oh, there she is. When we adopted her, I adopted her from a shelter. Well, it wouldn't be a shelter. I mean, I adopted her from the PetSmart I worked at, but, like, they have a rescue inside the store. Like, there's a local rescue that, like, kind of essentially rents out space, and they have the cats there. So that's where I got her. And so what they did is they opened all the cages so that all the cats could run around so we could pet them and, like, find out which one we wanted. She's the only kitty who immediately came up to us, and all the other cats are running around and playing with stuff and da-da-da. She came up to us for cuddles, and I said, I'm sold. This is the one. We're taking her home. And we did. And now she's almost 14. Ah! Anyway, what's the best oil for brainwashing? All of them. Mix them all together. There you go. She is beautiful. She's a sweet, sweet baby. Anyway, sorry. We can get back to it. I'm so freaking frustrated already. Like, we just need to listen. And then, like, in that case, it's like, are you really listening? Because no matter what they say, you don't have to listen. No matter what they say, you're going to clap back with, oh, yeah, Young Living can help with that. Miss Carol M., thank you for joining so much. Pats to Vivi, aw. Dude, you got to get, yeah, black kittens are great. The only thing is that, like, I'm quite allergic to Pippi. She did choose us. But Pippi, when she rubs her nose on me, I get hives. Then I can't touch my face, and because if I do, then my eyes get all itchy and swollen and red. My other cats do not do that to me. It's just Pippi. It's weird. So, but I don't care. I'll snuggle her anyway.
We know what our desires are. We know what our goals are. And our job as leaders is to guide people to find what they want for themselves. And so Casey and I have this list of questions that we have asked lots of different brand partners, different leaders along the way on our journeys. And we thought it would be kind of fun to press pause and rewind a little bit to when we first started our business journeys. For me, it was March of 2016. For Casey, it was about a year and a half, 2 years before me. And asking these questions, I think is always good to, like, remind ourselves of why we're here, and that our work's not done, and where we want to go. And so we're going to do that. We're going to answer these questions together. So, like I said, I've been with Young Living 6.5 years. Casey's been a bit longer than I have, but we want to answer these from the perspective of when we were first getting started.
This is a strange
Casey,
exercise,
do you have anything you want to
isn't
share
it?
before we jump in?
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say is, you guys, all of us will have leaders that join us that you can see their potential, but you can want it with all your heart for them, but it won't do anything. I mean, you can inspire them but they have to want it. And so the beauty of what Danielle's saying is if you can remind them of their why and lead them into those, like those deep questions that they have to ask themselves, that will be what moves them. That'll be the thing that makes them get up early in the morning and do the hard things. And so anyways, I think that it's just really powerful to make sure that we're doing this. So.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to start with number 1, which is, why do you want to pursue a business and living?
Okay, so this has not changed for me.
Okay, you know what?
From the day that I heard about this
The first question that they're asking people is, why do you want to pursue a business? They don't ask about the product. They're just like, why do you want to sign up? Why do you want me to recruit you into my downline? If these companies, if MLMs are about the product, right? Like they always try to say it is, and I always say that the product is just a mask to cover up the fact that they're all pyramid schemes. But anyway, I'm having a brain fart, and I don't remember where I was going with that. But no, seriously, I feel like the product is important. Probably, I mean, like, especially in the pitch, if you're pitching it as a business opportunity, and they want to say so badly that you make money by selling product and not by recruiting, then why wouldn't the product be the first question you're asking about? Does that make sense? Aaron and Tanya are here. Hi, guys. I don't know. I don't like that. See, that makes me feel icky. Again, they don't care about the products, dude. They care about making money off of their downline, dude.
Opportunity to today. The number one reason is time freedom. I also wanted this business and continue to want this business for security. I love, my husband and I are entrepreneurs, and so we came from the unique perspective of if we're creating something or showing up in some way and then we're gone for 2 months, it doesn't exist anymore. And so we love that.
Where do you go for 2 freaking months? We want the opportunity to disappear for 2 entire months and not have to work. Where do you go for 2 months?
Young Living allows for seasons of, running and pulling back and being there. And of course we have to be consistent, and we have to build something until, the car is going up the hill and it's, then rolling down the hill very fast. But
what?
I would say that I've completely never wavered in that. And doing this as long as I've done it and looking back at what the time freedom, I mean, obviously there's been so many gifts in so many avenues, but the time freedom is something that I'll never forget. Our son, he's 13, but when he was in 2nd grade, he got really sick. And
oh no,
I always say that, we wound up having to be weeks and weeks in the hospital and then months and months of dealing with everything. And the fact that my husband and I had the opportunity to be there and be present with him all together, it's just those moments that you don't foresee those coming or happening to you or to your family. And then that Young Living gave us that opportunity for that time freedom.
Literally use your trauma to recruit. Use your trauma as a recruiting tool in the same way that they even use their product or a trauma to sell their product sometimes. But in this situation, it's literally my child was so sick and was in the hospital for months at a time. Thanks to Young Living, I was able to be at the hospital with him instead of at my 9 to 5. It's gross. It's just nasty. Oh, hi, Hunter. I think I just smeared my lipstick. Anyway, she just contradicted herself. She said Young Living allows her to take a break, and then in the next breath basically said you have to keep pushing. Right. Yeah. Go figure.
And I know Danielle has a unique perspective with that too. And so anyways, that would definitely be my
this random girl just cutting a watermelon.
About you.
Okay. So I think that Casey and I have a lot of similarities in our story, except that I feel like one of the million gifts she gave me was her zest and entrepreneurship of diving into something fully. I would say I was a little bit more reserved. She lived an entrepreneur life much before I did. While I had other side gigs, we also were very steady and by the book. And so when I saw she was doing this, First of all, I was like, no, do not do that. Second of all,
Why? Why did you have that objection? I just want to know. I'm just curious to know why you saw somebody in an MLM and you said, I'm not doing that. And then I'm curious to know what changed your freaking mind.
It's like, no, I will not do that, because it didn't feel like the norm. It didn't feel like the path. This now almost 7 years ago, network
Watermelon
marketing
lady just
wasn't
ate part of
what
the watermelon.
it is today.
Only watching
And so
her.
it still felt very like shaky
Oh no, Pop-Tart's
to
gonna
me
throw
at
up.
first as I watched her walk that road. But then what happened to me was,
Sorry, I always have to. Oh, she's all like, oh, right there. Pop-Tart, you can't throw up right there. No, she just like always likes to throw up on chairs. So I have to like kick her off onto the floor because it's easier to clean up. Because like computer chairs like have that mesh on it, It's really hard to clean cat puke out of it. Anyway.
I watched her walk that road. I watched her
Objection,
show
hearsay.
me what this could be. And her journey, her story, I still think, hands down to this day, the most powerful thing about this Young Living opportunity is seeing other people's stories. And so getting to firsthand watch someone else's story unfold. And for me, it was both wellness and business. I got to see that for Casey.
You all say it's
made me want
wellness
to
and
pursue
business.
the Young Living business. And also it really shook things up for me, because all I ever knew was the sort of,
Dude, just the way that this woman, okay, if you couldn't find out the watermelon lady, she's right here. That, like, just the camera angle makes this watermelon look huge. She's just like slicing it up. It's very entertaining. Much more entertaining than what these people are saying.
of like straight and narrow.
That's
of
a
like,
big knife.
It
looks big.
Live to pay your bills. And then when you're like 75, you retire with a tiny bit of money and hope to live your best life when you have 10 years left. And so, this whole thing, like I remember one of the very first books I read was The 4-Year Career. And it was so mind blowing to me that like this opportunity was there, and that I could just like, anyone could just like
Take a
click
shot
the
every
button
time they
and
say opportunity.
Okay, I'm going to do this. Like, I was like, there has to be some catch. There has to be something that like, I am not equipped for this. Like I am not qualified for this. Like I have no idea.
Bingo! Oh, there it is. I'm not qualified for this. And probably in more ways than one. I'm not qualified to know how to sell things. Okay, yeah, if you have no sales experience, listen, you can always learn that. It's not like you have to go to college to learn how to sell things, although I'm sure that there are business classes and stuff that give you some good knowledge about selling stuff. I don't know. But you're also not equipped and not qualified to sell essential oils to people who have health conditions. Like, there are a lot of reasons why you're not equipped for that. And I want to know, and maybe she'll tell us, but like, what made you change your mind? What made you go, you know what, maybe I can recommend essential oils for medical issues. Maybe I am qualified to do that. You're just not. Like, I'll tell you right now, you're just not, dude. We all knew you weren't qualified, don't worry. Yeah, the catch is that you take advantage of other people for your own gain. And some of these people, the ones that make it to the top anyway, are going to all be the people who don't care. Like, they're going to get to that point where they have to realize either I continue going and feel totally okay with making money on the backs of other people, off the losses of other people, or I can quit right now because that's just not me. And that's why, like, these high up Young Living people especially really rub me the wrong way, because they're all like, they all have this like they're not all Christians, but like most of them are, right? Or they at least like try to be holier than thou. Look at how kind of a person I am. My essential oils just make me so kind and happy, you know? But it's just, I feel like it's very hypocritical, because like we know how you made your money, we know how you climbed the ranks, and we know it's because you're literally making money off of scamming people. Jesus would never.
I'm not in sales. Like, that's not my background, all of that. So I remember I
Screwdriver
flipped to
sounds
the back
good.
of that book after I skimmed through it. And I was like, this is bizarre. This is bizarre. And then I read the stories at the end. I read stories of, I read Adam Green's story. His story was in that book, and he was like 18 when he started this. In a time where this business really was like women in their 50s and 60s. I read people from different countries. I read people of different backgrounds doing this. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, this is mind blowing to me. I was in mentorship at the time. It was called a business.
Dude, that watermelon is so big. It looks like a boat. She could sail the ocean blue on it. Damn, look at that thing.
Boot camp with Casey and Kristen Kreitz. And I was just like, what is going on? I remember calling and texting Casey nonstop. Like, what are you telling me right now? What am I listening to? And once I like drank the Kool-Aid, it was just like, I was so blown away that like, I could do this. I could pursue this.
That's really not something that you're supposed to admit. Like, when people say you're drinking the Kool-Aid, it's literally being like, you joined a cult. And she's sitting here just kind of like, yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm in the cult. As soon as I was in the cult, like, my eyes were open to all these new possibilities of this world of essential oils that I could never have known before. And now I never go to the doctor. Now all I do is rub myself in essential oils and pretend that issues in my life don't exist.
And so I'm sort of like fire ready aim.
So you're aware it's a cult, exactly.
I saw this and what it could be, I was like, what have I been doing? Like, I have been so stubborn and so like against something that I had no idea even what the possibilities are. And so once I got to experience that, just like taste that and see what it could be, had the opportunity to watch Casey walk this journey before me.
Oh shit, Clowntown, you're right. I forgot. Drinking the Kool-Aid is a reference to J-Town, which was like that giant. Oh my god, I don't want to talk about it. That makes me really upset because like kids died and stuff, and that's fucked up. But basically, they poisoned all their people with Kool-Aid laced with cyanide. So, and it was a cult. So there you go.
I was just 100% all in, ready to go. Okay, Casey, why Young Living specifically? You know, back then there were several different MLMs. Today, there's even more network marketing companies out there.
Like,
what made you
hard,
choose Young Living
now I feel like really upset. It's not your fault, Clowntown. It's just
I had other friends
that just fucks me up every time.
Shared their stories with other companies, and I just wasn't interested.
Oh yeah, J-Town, Jonestown. So
there was a few things. One is, you know, my health story was playing out at the same time our like entrepreneur story was playing out. But if you guys don't know my story, we had multiple miscarriages, and my hormones were just really all over the place. And honestly, I remember going to 4th of July and just thinking like, what do I have to lose? You know, I'm just going to text my friend and have her send me some oils. I was like, you know, it just was like, whatever. I'm desperate at this point. I'm going to try something.
You fucking... How dare you? Listen, I realize that this is supposed to be a team call, so it's not like this is a recruitment call, and they're not trying to, like, convince people to join Young Living because it can help with fertility issues and stuff. But I feel like even talking about this stuff in a team call, like, makes it okay, you know? Like, to these people. They're all like, oh, well, I know someone on my team who had all these miscarriages, and then they used Young Living, and they had a baby, you know? So it's like, even if you're not, like, actively telling people, I had miscarriages and Young Living helped me not have miscarriages anymore. It's like you're saying this to a group of women who are here. This is a training. Like, I mean, this is a team call is a training. They're doing this to better their business. And what better way than to use your trauma to sell the opportunity/oils? I can't with these people. It's awful.
And so as I received my kit and completely fell in love with the products, I am a sharer. I love sharing. I tell my friends our favorite restaurants and, our favorite place to do ballet lessons. And I couldn't imagine not sharing what was happening. And it wasn't just me, it was spilling over into all of our stories in different ways with different products and different oils. And my eyes just felt open. So it was such a natural, organic share. And then on the other side, there is nothing like this community. The women that have gone before us and the men, they're like truly amazing people. I love.
Yeah, they really set a precedent for you to have these Zoom calls and convince people to go spew out your trauma so you can fucking sell some shit.
Love watching who they are in their lives.
They set the precedent,
how they carry themselves, what they believe, what they stand for, how they deal with conflict. I mean, I could just go down the list. And this is like 8 years of watching that. It's not just, 30 minutes in. But in the beginning, I saw that and I trusted it. And that has never, I have continued to watch that for years and years and years. And I'll never forget, too, the very first convention I went to, I could not believe, I remember they were sharing so many things about the company. And then now years of going to different farms, I feel aligned in our team and our community. I feel aligned with the company. I feel aligned with the products. And I literally can't imagine being ever anywhere else. So, okay, what about you?
Yeah, I think for me, Young Living specifically, my story was I had given birth to our 5th baby at the time and was really struggling postpartum in ways that I hadn't struggled before postpartum. And so I think that
here we go.
For me, I was talking about these products all the time now and sharing them in ways that felt really organic and natural anyway, as a mom
you
of
guys
a lot
want
of
to
young
calculate some
kids.
stuff? Why maybe it's just because these are the calls that get sent to me because people know that I freak out about fertility stuff or infertility stuff for that matter. How come every fucking team training that we ever watch and listen to always winds up here? Every time. And I'm sorry that I haven't been able to give a trigger warning. I didn't pre-watch this, so... And maybe, maybe I should do those things. But did I? No. So... I'm sorry if there are people who can't listen to topics of conversation like this. Please take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, leave if you have to. But this is just absolutely infuriating. And okay, so she's all of a sudden I was just sharing these products all the time. Is it possible that perhaps there was an incentive for you to do so? Did you ever think about that? Is the incentive money? If you're running around saying that your essential oils that have no scientific evidence to say that they do anything at all, especially most of the stuff that you say that they do, could that incentive be that you're going to say anything at all in the world to get someone to buy that product? Also, I do want to mention this because Clowntown actually sent this picture to me, but in the Essential Oil Bible that Gary Young wrote, they have, is it a recipe? You know what? I think did I save it on my phone? It basically tells you how to put essential oils up your butt. So let me see. I'm pretty sure I saved it so I can read it to you. Oh yeah, here it is. Retention. Is that a what's it called? A medical condition? Anyway, they have one for rectal and one for vaginal. You know what I mean? Okay, so rectal, if you're going to put these essential oils up your booty, mix a 40-60 ratio. 4 parts essential oils to 6 parts V6 vegetable oil complex. Is that wait, what is that? What is V6? I know what vegetable oil is, but what is V6 vegetable oil complex? Is that something Young Living sells? I don't know. Insert 1 to 2 tablespoons. That's a lot. Insert 1 to 2 tablespoons in the rectum with a bulb syringe and retain up to 8 hours or overnight. If I was editing this, I'd be adding in the blinking sounds. Don't worry, it gets worse. Vaginal. Tampon. They want you to use a tampon for this. Why couldn't you just use one for your butt, you know? I mean, if it works for your vagine, it should work for your booty hole too. Anyway, you can definitely put a tampon up there. I call it tampon because of the what's that movie? We Are the Millers. I can't not call it tampon. Okay, I know that that's not the right way to pronounce it. I know just someone's gonna say something, but the farts, exactly. What happens if you fart? It's all over. It is done. Anyway, vaginal tampon. Mix a 40-60 ratio, 4 parts essential oils to 6 part V6 vegetable oil complex. Now this seems, I mean, maybe. Anyway, put 1 to 2 tablespoons on a tampon and insert into the vagine for internal infection. Like a yeast infection? Guys, this is, like, Gary Young wrote this shit. And insert into the vagine oh, I already read that part. Put oil on a sanitary pad for external lesions. Okay, so they want you to put essential oils on a sanitary pad, on a maxi pad, and then put that on your vagine. Retain up to 8 hours or overnight. Use only tampons or sanitary pads made with non-perfumed, non-scented, organic cotton. And that's that. That's that. I forgot why we were talking about that. I forgot why I brought that up. I had a reason to bring that up, and maybe I'll remember later, but guys, excuse me, don't do that. Guys, please don't do that. Seriously, do not do that. I hope no one's using these for yeast infections. You know that's exactly what they're using it for. It doesn't say which essential oil to use, unless it maybe says that on another page or something. But, yeah, it literally said for internal infections. So, that is in the essential oil Bible that all of these people have likely read and probably live by. So, Kevin literally just got here and the first thing I hear is insert into the vagine. Sorry. Do not use essential oils on your bum or your front bum. I second that, Tanya. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, you guys are so funny. Oil enema. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. And the reason Clowntown sent that to me is that, if you guys don't know, Miss JLW is going to be doing frankincense enemas. She posted on her story. So she has a bunch of frankincense from, I think, Young Living and doTERRA. And she's going to put it up her butt. But she's waiting for something. A frankincense or is she just doing a regular coffee enema? I don't remember. She's like waiting for an organic, like a special kind of coffee. It's none of my business anyway. Okay.
When we think of sleep, when we think of wellness overall, when we think of our kids and keeping them healthy, when we think of stress and all of these different things that are literally our daily conversations with people that we interact with, it did not make sense to me to not share about it. And like Casey said, when we're natural sharers, when we're people who choose to share the things that we love anyway,
natural oversharers,
very naturally to us, and even more so now with the internet being the way that it is.
You know that when like you are given a monetary incentive, everything suddenly feels natural around it, right? Like you know that the moment someone says, "Hey, you will make money if you share this," that is an incentive to go around and share it. You're like you will do anything you can to convince yourself that you now love this product and it needs to be shared.
So for me, I wanted to have the conversation of supporting yourself emotionally. I wanted to share my story in hopes that it would help other people as well. And so it just made perfect sense to begin to share these. It was a total alignment of these products, of like this journey of just knowing better and doing better and looking at what I'm putting on my body, what I'm putting in my home, what I'm putting on my children, and the same time discovering the business side opportunity. I'm going to ask a couple questions about income. So you guys can see income disclosure. Just Google Young Living income disclosure and it will pop up. I just want to share that with you guys. So Casey, when you first started, what income level did you need?
At least she said
within
that.
the first 6 months? What was your goal?
So when I said yes to this business, we were living with my in-laws in 2 bedrooms. We had just had a series of, honestly, just negative things kind of back to back. And we were living there, and we had just started looking at rent houses. And so I said yes to the business. I texted my friend, what was it, July 4th. By August, I was like interested in the business, started sharing in September. And I believe that we moved into our rent house October or November, and my check perfectly covered our first rent check. Or like, you know, my first like bigger check that wasn't just like, you know, learning a few things right off the bat.
Okay, so your first check that actually was substantial after you started recruiting people? Come on. Nova, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. That's so kind. Thank you so much.
And I'll never forget thinking like, that was the biggest boost of belief, to say like, wow, I set a goal. It impacted my family. And now I'm going to set, you know, the next goal and the next goal. And I'm going to go into the next question, and then I'm going to go back and ask.
Okay, but why does that have to be through an MLM though? You know, why can't you set goals outside of an MLM? If your logic, your course of logic here is, if I set a goal and I do it, it will positively impact my family. Why does it have to be through an MLM? She even said that they were entrepreneurs, which maybe that means that they've only ever been serial MLMers, but like, if you were a real entrepreneur, you know how to start your own business and something like, why? Makes no sense. Thanks again, Nova.
Danielle, but you know, for me, when it looked at the opportunity of what it could be 3 to 5 years or 15 years or whatever that is, I had my big dreams and my big goals. But my best advice to you guys is set those little goals along the way. Like, hey, I want to get my order paid for by 3 months from now. I want to get my, my weekly groceries paid for by 6 months from now. Whatever that is, I'm just throwing out random ideas.
I mean, and numbers like that are literally still, even as small as that sounds, they're still the top 1%. Period.
Yes. There was a few big ones for me. One is I drove this car, which Danielle knows well. We called it like the monster. It was very old and died very often. And the stuffings are coming out of the seats. And when Aiden started kindergarten, I could not go through carpool line because I was like, it will die and everyone will be stuck behind me and it will be very embarrassing. So I would always park, walk in, get him. And every day he'd be like, why can't you do carpool line? I want to go through with my friends. So anyways, when we finally, at the end of that year, or it might have even been the next year, got rid of the monster, I'll never forget sitting in my first carpool line and Aiden's like running, his papers are like going in the wind. And I was like, these are the moments, right? I can still remember the day that we bought the bikes. I had those goals along the way. And those were what led me to those big, big goals. Okay. So I'm going to ask you back, and it's kind of 2 together. What income level do you need in the first 6 months, and what income level would you love in 3 to 5 years?
Did she say, well, great job. Did she say what income level do you need in the first however many months? I mean, I guess like that's a tangible question for some people, not for everybody. Anyway, if you're going to ask anybody what their goal income is, like, what's the highest, you know? Who made the most money in Young Living last year? I want to be that. Yeah, that's extremely unattainable. So you got to be a little bit more realistic here. Nothing about this call, nothing about anything that any of these leaders say is realistic. A carpool lane is a big goal. Well, listen, like if you come from a place where you have a car that like doesn't work and you have to like sit there and wait to pick up your kid from school or whatever, like I'm sure that it feels like a big accomplishment to not have to worry about your car breaking down while you're picking up your kid at school. Like I can see that, but she is using this as essentially a rags to riches story, and I think it's crappy. You know, I wish she wasn't doing that. She said something like 3 months to pay for your purchases, I think. Yeah, and I want to say that their income disclosure statement has like a average amount of time it takes to get to each level. I think theirs has that anyway. Excuse me. But even then, it's like that number is true for the people who actually made it there, which is the top 0.01%, you know.
Okay. So when I started this business, I was working from home. I was doing, Casey and I met each other through blogging. So I was doing like some blogging collaborations, online partnerships. I was also doing like graphic design from home. And so I knew in my head, I was making $1,000 to $1,200 a month ish. And so in my head, I knew like that was money that I was already working from home. And so for a while it was like that hairy, if you're working 2 jobs, you know that, where I was like, I want to give this my all, but like, I can't stop what I'm doing because we rely on that money. Our family relies on that money that I'm making. And so my first initial goal was to make like $1,200 a month to replace my current income.
That's a lot. Like that is a lot to expect. Again, top 1% probably who does that. So that's a big goal, mama. Congratulations on making it, but like don't sit here and make it sound like anyone can do that. Like we're all over here paying our mortgages with Young Living. No. Oh, is she still cutting the watermelon? Oh my god, she is still cutting the watermelon. She's over here now, just in case you couldn't follow her.
And then my like big picture goal when I first started was one of my upline told me that they were making $8,000 a month.
What was she? It looked like she was like you know Rafiki in The Lion King? But like right when Simba's a little tiny baby and he's just laying there and like he does the thing on his head or whatever, he has like those little shaker things and he's just like shook, 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 like across his little head, his forehead, like blessing him or something. I think she's blessing the watermelon. I think that's what that was.
And I was like, if I ever get a check that says Danielle Berklio, $8,000 for 1 month, I will literally be on the floor, foaming at the mouth, rolling around. Like you will have to, I mean, we were living off so much less than that, that I was like, you have got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. First of all, I'm obsessed with what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. Any free moment, I want to work. Like, I just love this. I love what I'm doing. If someone's going to pay me $8,000, I will die. And I told my husband immediately, if I make $8,000, you are quitting your job. Like, this is ridiculous. For those of you who make much more money than that, you're like, chill out. We are making much less than that. So I don't want to be like, who makes more than $8,000 a month? But no, seriously though, like, I think that is for not even just people in MLMs, but just people in America in general. Who the fuck has a job that pays them $8,000 a month? Like, not very many people. That would be what would that be if you're making $8,000 a month? What's 8 times 12? 96? That's almost $100,000. Right? 96? That sounds right. I could be wrong. 90 something. It's almost $100,000 for one person. I think I actually heard a statistic today. I think AOC was saying it. What was I watching? She was interviewed by, was it Jordan Klepper? I was watching something of an interview with AOC, but she said that I think the statistic, now don't quote me on this, but she said that 60% of workers in America make
less than $40,000 or less per year. That's more than half of people in America. Their salaries are less than $40,000 a year before taxes. Exactly. So she's all like, those of you who like make more than $8,000 a month, like, you're probably telling me to calm down. It's like, who are you talking to? Fucking Bill Gates? Like, Mary Young? Who are you talking to? Elon Musk? Besides those people, who makes that much money a month? Not me.
Idea that we could live off of that was, I mean, he could have quit at half that and it would have been fine. But I was like, if we ever make that, like, you were quitting your job. So obviously when I got that check, I was like, go quit, go give him your 2 weeks. So that was like one of those big standout moments for me on my journey of like that
888 watermelons a month.
Half of that changed our life. But when we made that, it just felt like so next level. And for me, like long term, I wanted,
like, welcome to the next tax bracket, right? Isn't like 75,000? Isn't that the next tax bracket that basically none of us ever make? Yeah. Welcome to the next tax bracket. You are literally leveling up. Great job.
Needed, desired Royal Crown diamonds.
The things I would do with $8,000.
It wasn't a paycheck necessarily. I just wanted to push myself. I knew that I could reach that. I didn't have to reach it in a certain amount of time, but I'm not someone who deals with like the struggle of comparison, but my thing is I want to give it my all. I don't want my comparison is myself. Like, am I showing up as the best leader that I can be? Am I giving it my all? Am I going all in? And so my dream, my goal was Royal Crown Diamond. And now at Royal Crown Diamond, I want as many diamonds as humanly possible. Like, now that I have tasted what is possible,
the more diamonds she gets on her team, the more money she'll make. Shocking. I know. Wow. Fascinating. So, okay, so she's a Royal Crown Diamond. Good for her. She's the top rank in the company. Less than 0.01%. Great job. I'm pretty sure they all generally make not six figures, fucking 7 figures a year. So, yeah.
Just want to help other people walk into that. And we say on the team all the time, we rise by lifting others.
Hi,
and
Eve.
The fact that this business is helping other people succeed is, I think, what makes Casey and I love this so much. It's not just us walking into time freedom. It's allowing other people. And the sweetest part of all of this is having the gift of seeing other people step into their truth, step into their freedom. And so while the financial aspect of it is incredible, it's something we've worked so hard for. And I think it's something that's important to talk about. Sometimes we miss that piece because money is hard to talk about. What trumps it all the time is the time freedom for us. Casey and I have moments in the day in and day out because of where we came from, where it like takes our breath away, these small little things. I think sometimes it can be, if this is something that you've struggled with, that you want just simple things, that you just want a simple life. And I've talked about this a lot with my leaders. And
more money, more
the idea
problems.
that like the simple life costs money. The simple life of having time with people that you love is expensive, actually. And so when you realize that and like recognize that, yeah, I just want to like be with my family, but being with my family costs money. And so I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it could be different.
What is she talking about? Being with my family costs money. Well, I mean, I know we all gotta work, like, more like surviving costs money, like existing costs money. Did I like misunderstand that? What do you mean being with your family costs money? You don't have to spend money to hang out with your family. Like, what?
Right. But that's the truth. And so that has always been my goal. That has always been getting time back that was lost. And like Casey was sharing her story about Aiden, for me, like my big kids, my oldest now is 14 and a half. My youngest is 3. Like what my youngest 3 versus my oldest three remember of their little years is like, for my big three, it's me home nonstop. My husband always at work. But with my little ones, it's us together. It's our family together. And so that was always like a tunnel vision goal for me.
But like, I feel like that has to be most of these people's goals, right? So it's clearly not enough to just like set it as a goal and then suddenly, yep, there we go. Oh, she put the watermelon away. Darn. If setting a goal is all it takes to convince you to work the Young Living business, then like everyone should be a Royal Crown Diamond at that point, right? It doesn't make sense. It's almost like it requires more than just setting a goal and showing up. It's almost like it requires a little bit of luck, good timing, like something, anything else other than like wanting it enough. Because I'm pretty sure every single person sitting on this call wants to be home with their kids. But no, you obviously wanted it the most, so that's why you got it.
I'm gonna add. Can I add things through it?
Watermelon Gate.
It was funny. I wrote down simple life, and then you started talking about it because we were on the same page.
Oh, this lady was the watermelon lady, huh?
Just like I literally used to hide money in our shoe boxes in the closet every month, so that when I would go to the grocery store, I wouldn't be standing there and our card getting declined. So I just want to say, like, when you're in survival mode, it's really hard to think about like giving or helping or pouring out. Like, you're just literally in this race to make sure that you're okay, you know, week after week. And so something that, you know, I always want to say about this opportunity is like, it's given us such a beautiful opportunity to give the way that we want to give and help people the way that we want to help. Some of our dear friends lost their house in a tornado years ago, and like the next day we threw like this huge birthday party. I mean, it's just one example. You know, just being able to step into needs. Like,
I don't think you need a birthday party. If you lose your whole home to a natural disaster, I don't think the thing that you need the next day is a birthday party. You need like shelter. Like basic human needs. But okay. Good for you for throwing them a birthday party.
Without a second thought. It's so beautiful. And, you know, it goes in line with what you're saying too about the simple life. Like, all of those things take a lot of work to get there. But gosh, it is so worth it. Okay, so.
Is she suggesting, sorry, maybe I like misunderstood what she just said, but is she suggesting that once you have like a bunch of money to have the time freedom and financial freedom and stuff, then it's the simple life? Because that's like the opposite of what I always hear.
Okay.
I lost my house. Happy birthday.
5 and 6 and say why or why not do you think you'll be successful at this, and what do you think will hold you back? So I'm laughing at our Enneagram 3 response. I know it's going to be the same too. What do you think will hold you back? Literally nothing.
I literally have written down here, nothing will stop me. Exactly. I just, like, the moment that I heard the full opportunity, I was like, it's worth every sacrifice. Like,
it's worth putting my decent human being nature aside. It's worth stepping all over people to get what I want. Wow, you're such a good person. Wow. God must be so proud of you. Like, I hate this, dude. I hate it so much. Like, how do you not see it this way? How do you not see that there's so many people who have left Young Living who are worse off financially than they were before they joined you, and you're okay with it? You're like, well, you know, that was just a casualty in, I don't know, there's gonna be casualties, but as long as I get what I want. Okay, you just like scammed a mother and her family out of probably hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So why is that okay? Why are you okay with that? Why do you say that nothing is going to stop you? doesn't it matter to you that, like, if other people are being hurt in order to get you further ahead, isn't that enough of a reason for you to stop? If you're a good person anyway. And that's why most people don't make it to the top of MLMs. Because when they're faced with that, they're like, I can't fucking do that. I can't do that to other people. And here she is just like, I don't care. There is nothing that will stop me. Not even a tornado. And even if the tornado tries to stop me, I'll just throw a birthday party tomorrow. She doesn't care. As long as she is taken care of, as long as she has a bunch of wealth, as long as her family's okay, then she doesn't care about the other families that she has to step all over in order to get there. And that is fucked up. Most people, if you said, hey, you can make 7 figures a year, however, other people are going to be harmed by it. Of course, you're going to say no. You're going to say no, dude. It's like, isn't there like a, not a riddle, I don't know what you would call it, but it's kind of like, if you could get, for every year, for the rest of your life that you're alive, you could be paid $1 million every single year. However, every time you accept that money, one random person somewhere else in the world dies. There are people who would say yes to that. And I'm like, how could you do that? Like, how could you say yes to that as a decent fucking human being? I mean, I was just about to be like, well, I know no one's dying from Young Living, but in my opinion, people are. There are people, there are documented cases of people who are terminally ill, or maybe not terminally ill, but they're ill with something that could kill them unless they get proper treatment, and instead they decline the proper treatment of what could actually save their lives, start using essential oils instead, and then, shocker, they lose their lives. That is a thing that has happened to people who are in Young Living, doTERRA, other healthcare MLMs as well, dude. So I guess that comparison doesn't really work. But you see what I'm saying? Like, these people are the same exact people who would say, your family will be taken care of. Every single year for the rest of your life, you will make $1 million. But someone else has to die every single time you accept that check. She's going to say, yeah. These people would say yes to that. And that is disgusting. Like, absolutely disgusting. They do not care what happens to other people. They don't care if it is somebody else's mother who passes away just so they can get their $1 million. No, Quinlan, you don't get to pick the person. It is a random person. You don't know who it's going to be. If you could pick the people, sure. You know what? If you could pick the person, maybe. Maybe. But even then, I'm like, still, I don't think I could. Like, there are a lot of people on this planet that I don't like, but none of them are people that I would wish death upon, you know? So, like, even then, I don't think I could do it. It's almost like that Death Note anime, where if you write someone's name down in the book, they die. It's been so long since I watched that. That was a really good anime. I should watch that again. Anyway, I think he was like killing criminals or something like that, though. He was like writing down the names of bad people. But then, like, I don't know, something happened. I don't remember.
And of course, I say that with, you have your negotiables, your non-negotiables. You know, of course, there are things that for me were non-negotiables. So I don't mean just like work and throw it all away, you know, but I mean like, and Danielle and I've talked about this before. I totally get the anti-hustle sort of movement. But the reality is, like, there's going to be years of sacrifice. There's going to be years of pushing yourself. There's going to be years where, I think for like 3 years, I woke up at 4 a.m. because it was the only time I could think clearly and put my headphones in and work, like, for a good...
Remind me what the consequences were in Death Note, because I don't really remember. I just remember... oh my god, what was it? Yeah, because there was a reason people were looking for him. Like, even though, like, bad people were dying, people were, like, trying to figure out who he was. Oh my god. I need to watch that anime again. I don't remember, but you'll have to remind me what the consequence was.
Amount of time uninterrupted. Now I wake up at a normal time. But that wasn't forever. And I'm not saying that, but, you know, there were so many beautiful conversations too that I was able to bring my kids into. So again, it wasn't like me on my phone 12 hours a day, ignoring all my responsibilities. It was like, it took tremendous amount of intention.
If you're on your phone for 12 hours a day, ignoring all of your responsibilities, you're probably depressed and you should talk to someone about it anyway.
You know, so like with little kids, it'd be like, okay, if we're going to spend the morning
I remember the demon guy who likes
when
apples.
they come back to rest, I'm going to allot 2 hours.
And I remember I remember the computer guy who sits in the computer chair like this. Like with his back all hunched. He's like a little emo anime guy. Anyway, sorry.
Not just
it's very good. I just don't really remember. It's been a long time since I watched it.
Every day. The reason why I knew I would be successful is I believed in the products. I believed in the opportunity,
some of his life?
And I believed in myself. And if there's anything I hope you guys take away from this call is like, you have to believe that this is here for you. Because you guys, every single one of you can have this. It's so true. Like, and
no, not every single one of these people can have it. Are you kidding me? There is a finite amount of people on this planet. Like, how many times have we had to say this, dude? Not every single person can be a Royal Crown Diamond in Young Living, because in order to become a Royal Crown Diamond in Young Living, you need to have a bunch of people beneath you. Oh, SpongeBob was downstairs. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I need to, like, turn that off because now I'm distracted. I just hear, like, my kids are just, like, watching SpongeBob. Anyway, well, they're not watching it. I'm not just, like, turning it off because of, like, oh, they're watching it in the middle. I'm just, like, turning it off. Wow, parent of the year. No. What was I talking about? Ah, Ray, thank you for the $5 hairs. My fiance's mother uses Young Living oils for everything. I asked her for Pepto-Bismol, and she handed me Digize oil to rub on my stomach. How can I change her? Ew. I'm sorry. That sucks. Of course, why is SpongeBob still on? Turn off, SpongeBob. Go away. I can hear you. I'm distracted. Stop. Oh my god. I'm trying to turn it off with my phone and it won't work. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Ray. That's very, very kind of you. He got power hungry. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Gabby. Yeah, that's making more sense to me. Definitely watch Death Note. It's a good one. I'm keeping you entertained. Yeah, I haven't, it's been a long time since I watched it. Sorry, I forgot what we were talking about. I got distracted by SpongeBob.
You know, every convention, I feel like when they have the gala and, people are walking the stage for time.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, sorry, I didn't change the camera, but anyway, here we are. That, like, she's trying to say that everyone, you can all have this. You truly can. You can't have it without an organization of people who are not Royal Crown Diamonds beneath you. It's just false. You're giving false hope to people. I hate it. I hate it so much. And it's like, all it takes is just a moment of logical thinking. She was my great-great-grandma upline when I was in Young Living. Oh, really? Whoa. Can you, like, because I don't know who this person is. Can you, like, message me her name so I can, like, lurk more of her? Because first of all, I'm a creep, and second of all, yeah, someone just, like, sent me this to my Google Drive, so I don't know anything about any of these people, but that's very interesting. All right.
And Crown and Royal, and you start hearing their stories. I forget the nice man, but he waited. Do you remember how many years he waited to hit Royal? It was like,
I think it was between Diamond and Royal. It might have been like 10 years.
Yeah. And I mean, it was incredible.
That his
and
choice?
You just hear these stories and you're like, this is amazing. This is so beautiful. And this is for everyone. But you have to believe it, because when you believe it, you'll show up differently. And the last thing I'll say, and I want to hear your answer, is the very first convention I went to, I was a gold, and we had these lanyards. And I remember as clear as day being like, I realized my thing says gold, but I am actually a Royal Crown Diamond. Like, I was like, how quickly can I get to where I know and believe I will be? And it affected everything. It affected the way that I showed up. I mean, Danielle and I were like creating mentorships and doing Zoom calls like day one. And so we just showed up and we did not know what we were doing, but we were like, we're going to figure this out together.
Amber, thanks for joining.
And it's not going to hold us back. And we're going to share every which way and see which one catches. And, you know, our hope is that we can create resources now so you guys don't have to do a lot of that stuff. But it affects everything when you believe with all your heart and show up in those ways.
Yeah, I think
just manifest it.
In terms of what
Thanks,
I
Gigi.
thought would make me successful at this business, like I told you guys, I didn't have some background in network marketing. I knew very little about essential oils. I'm definitely not like aromatherapy, sciencey type of.
None of you people are sciencey. Let's just get one thing straight here. None of you are actually sciencey. It goes back to her saying at the beginning of this that she was not qualified to do any of this. She wasn't qualified to be in network marketing selling essential oils. Yep. No, you definitely weren't. Most of these people aren't.
Person. I failed math and science in high school. My degree is in early childhood education and business, but I couldn't tell you one thing I learned with my business degree. Taught me zero about running a business.
Really? What did it teach you then? What was the point?
But what I thought would make me successful.
Maybe she means it taught me nothing about running an MLM. Probably because running an MLM is not running a small business. You don't own it. Young Living is a giant corporation. It's not a small business, and it's not one that you own. So if you're going to sit here and be like, yeah, business school taught me nothing about running a business. No, I guarantee it taught you a lot about running a business, but it didn't teach you about how to be a fucking scammer in a network marketing company.
I'm a really hard worker, and this business takes hard work. And I knew I would hold myself accountable. And I knew that I had a work ethic, that I would do what I set out to do, that I would be the first one in, that I would be the last one out. And that's why when I was a star and I was a senior star, I was taking my business very seriously, to the point people were like, wait, is all this stuff like required that you're telling me to do? And I'm like, yes, it's required. Just come and do this. It wasn't that like I knew the ropes, because I didn't. But it was.
So she basically like just manipulated people. I don't know, you know, she didn't go into specifics there, but it sounds to me like she just kind of was like, what do I need these people to do so that I can rank up? And then she went to all those people and she said, here's what you have to do. And they said, are you sure? Do I have to do that? And she's like, yep, I'm your upline and I say so you have to do that. And it doesn't benefit them at all, really. It just only benefits her. Big yikes.
Is that we were going to learn them together. And it was that like I had somewhere I needed to go. I needed to go there. It wasn't like, I want to do this. I want to dabble in this. It was, I need to go there, and nothing is going to hold me back from that. 3 words will change your life. Choose your hard. It was really, really, really hard to be a stay-at-home mom juggling 5 kids while my husband worked 70 hours a week. It was really, really, really hard.
That is hard.
It's hard when you're postpartum and you have toddlers. I have 6 kids now, but when you have 3 toddlers, there ain't nothing like it. If you've been there, you know. It's hard.
I have 1 toddler and I'm already losing my mind. So yeah, I believe her when she says it's hard.
And when I got a glimpse that like I could change our future, that I could have a business that was willable to my children, that it wasn't just about me, that it was about my children and their future. Okay,
but like your decisions in life, your big life decisions affect people other than you and your children. Like just because you're like, oh, it doesn't just affect me, it affects my children, that doesn't make you any less selfish. Because now suddenly you care about your children. Oh, no, that's still being selfish, because it's your family. You're taking care of your family at the expenses of other families, you know?
Saw this for what it truly was. Nothing was going to hold me back. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get there. I didn't know what I was going to do to get there, but anything Casey told me to do, I did. I tried anything. I failed a million times. But I picked myself up again and again and again. I'm still picking myself back up. And so I think that you have to choose which hard road that you want, because life is hard and jobs are hard and being a mom is hard and all of these things are hard. And so I had to choose, do I want to stay where we're at? Do I want my husband working his job and side jobs and I'm working jobs at home just to make ends meet, just to pay the bills, buy our groceries, and then have.
Did she say she was working inside jobs? Isn't that like code for like getting paid under the table or something? Like, ma'am, are you paying your taxes?
$0 to $100 in our bank account? Or do I want to live a little bit hairy life right now? I'm going to try to work 2 jobs of Young Living and my current job. I'm going to need extra support from my husband. What that meant for me was like handing over my kids the second he walked in the door. That meant sacrifice on his end and on my end, that he was tired and burnt out from his job, but we had a dream. I could close my eyes and I could visualize a different life. If you guys haven't written down your dreams and then crossed them off and dreamt even bigger, I talked about this on our silver call last week. If you're in my silver in September group, you need to get so wildly specific on your dreams. I need you to. We get very broad. We get very like wishy-washy. I want you to be so freaking specific about what you want. Like I have visualized things that I'm living out right now. I shared this, and you guys don't laugh in my office, but this is all that stuff on the floor is going up to a lake house on Friday that we just closed on. That has been my dream since I was a little girl.
Wow. Okay, yeah, just sit here and brag about how you own a lake house now. Wow, congratulations. All these people are not going to do that with their Young Living biz. They're just not.
But it's a dream I wrote down on my vision board when I was a platinum going for diamonds. And I have never stopped thinking about it.
Watermelon
I have never stopped visualizing it. I have never, ever, ever stopped working for it.
Yeah, she put it in the oven.
And when you get so crazy specific and visualize, tap into your futuristic. If you guys have taken the Strengths Finder test, I want you to
what's she doing now?
Tap into that futuristic of what do you want? Why are you here? What are you doing this for? Have a crystal clear vision of what that is, and it will guide you. It will be like, you don't even know what's going on around you. All this noise and all this other stuff, you have no idea because you are so crystal clear focused on where you're going and what's next for your family and what's next for your team.
What's Watermelon Lady going to do now?
Casey, how many hours per week can you dedicate to work your business? And what are your personal goals for your business venture?
I'm just watching the Watermelon Lady.
Okay, so I couldn't have foreseen this when I started, but just to do a look back, we moved, let's see, so
DC, are you still here? Quinlan's asking in the chat.
3 or 4 times. We had a NICU baby. We had a child in the ICU. I had a high-risk pregnancy, wound up getting put on bed rest.
What did she just put on that plate? Pizza?
Little kids. Now, I'm a mom of 4.
Or is that watermelon?
We had so many things that could have easily just...
Natalie, thank you for the hippo that's punching air and knocking it out. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I love it. Thank you.
One of them been like, hey, I have a sick kid. Like, I'm out. Or, hey.
What is that? What does Watermelon Lady have?
I'm out.
Thank you again.
Like, all of life.
It looks like a piece of pizza.
Things that came to me, I never wavered.
Like leftover pizza.
I stayed true to the vision. And of course, Young Living allows for seasons. So, there was always a pushing in and a pulling back a little bit, but I really, truly never wavered. And I, from day one, said, I'm going to spend, this amount of hours. I knew in my heart, like, say a platinum paycheck. I was like, I'm not going to get a platinum paycheck showing up for 30 minutes a day. It's just not going to happen. It's just not realistic.
So
I have to.
So you don't get time freedom. You have to actually show up and do work. You don't actually have time freedom. You actually end up having to spend your time cutting watermelon, also training at the same time. That's how much time freedom you don't have. You're working while you're cutting watermelon. Is that what you're telling me?
Look at what I want and then truly ask myself, okay, so if
Who has a dog? Watermelon lady?
I'll just,
How did I miss
if
the dog?
Rodney goes to his job at 8 a.m. and comes home at 6 p.m. and makes whatever a year, you know what I mean? Like, you have to compare it to like 9-to-5 jobs, which obviously we don't want that. That's what we're trying to work towards, is time freedom and all that. But there is a season of pushing really hard to achieve those
There's another
ranks.
person in Watermelon Lady's kitchen.
I would say that personal goals, I mean, I've always, just like Danielle, had my crazy specific big dream goals.
Is Watermelon Lady getting robbed? There's
Oh,
multiple people. There's someone with a hoodie in Watermelon Lady's kitchen, and now there's like, well, one of those. I mean, they're probably all kids. That one looks particularly short. Is she getting robbed? Someone is stealing their watermelon.
In, my kids' school. We're homeschooling one of our kids this year, and even that, having the opportunity to make decisions for our family as we go, time freedom.
Yeah, DC, she mentioned the miscarriages
so
earlier.
That like I could just go down the list,
gross.
But for me, I'd say the biggest thing is just along the way being able to choose those goals and then always having the big ones in mind, if that makes sense. It's like those little goals were so anchoring for me because they were just like these constant wins. It's like, yeah, I could wait 8 years to hit this like whatever huge goal, but like how amazing to say like, hey, by next month, this is just, this small goal that I want to see happen. And it's really fun as you get to know your builders, you guys, and hear their whys, watching them hit those goals and leading them to those wins. There is nothing like it. Okay, so for you, Danielle, how many hours per week can you dedicate to work your business, and what are your personal goals for this business venture?
I'm going to start with the second one. I have, like I told you guys, I have a million personal goals
right here
for this business, because I think while neither Casey and I were like, essential oils are our life calling, we knew that Young Living was the pathway.
Essential oils are my life calling. We knew that Young Living was the vessel for that. It sounds like olive tree people. Like that guy's like, olive trees were my calling. So then I built a tree house. Oh no.
To where we wanted to go, and that we have this product that we're crazy about, that we get to share about all the time. We have a business model that we're obsessed with, and it was what was going to shift us there. And anytime I do a call with stars or senior stars, I ask them like, think of 5 things you want your business to be. And I would encourage you guys to think of that again tonight too. Like, I really wanted to travel and do this business with my friends. And what that meant was I invited my friends to do this business with me, that I was really...
Oh, so all of your relationships in your life became transactional. Cute. I bet your friends loved that.
Bold in creating the business that I wanted long-term. That was one of my personal goals. Like, I want to have fun. I want to love what I do. I want my girls' weekends to be work trips. I want that. That's
Why? Why do you want to turn something that would normally be, what do you call it? Hi, Ginger. Thanks for becoming a member. Not recreational. Well, I guess kind of like, she's essentially being like, I want to turn my vacations into work. Why? What she probably should have said was like, I want to turn my work trips into a vacation or something. But instead she was like, I want all of my downtime, all of my vacation time, all of my me time to turn into work. Why? Like, why would you want that?
I love and what I love to do and who I love to be with. And so that was one of my personal goals as an example. And like, while we have pillars in this business of loyalty rewards, educating our members, bringing in brand partners and leadership and all of that, like everything outside of that, you get to decide what the day in and day out and the flow of your business looks like.
It doesn't sound like it, because this specific lady even said that when she was a star, right? Or something, star, whatever that rank is, that her downline, people would ask her what they need to do, and she would tell them what she needed them to do for her to rank up. So it sounds to me like you don't get to decide. It sounds like your upline gets to decide, and she's the upline who's deciding everything that you do, and you're making them do it, and you're making them feel guilty if they don't do it. And it's all for your benefit, not for theirs. I mean, I guess to the extent where it would be like, if they rank up, I rank up. So, like, then we're both benefiting. Bleh. In the end, no one fucking wins but her. That's annoying.
I love that about this business. My business doesn't look just like Casey's business looks. My business doesn't look just like your business looks, because
this is none of your guys' business.
Goals,
you're all,
and I want you to remember that you
customers.
have like this blank slate of what you get to create your business around. If someone asked me how many hours you can dedicate to work your business in the beginning, I would have said 1 million. I would have said however many I humanly possibly can. And I built my business with a baby on my hip. If you were with me in the beginning days, you definitely, my kids were on our Zoom calls. I had a towel on my head because I just got a...
How many hours is 1 million hours? Well, no, that's not what I meant. Let's calculate this. So there's 24 hours in a day. 1 million divided by 24. 41,666 days. And there's 365 days in a year. 114 years? Really? Did I do that math right? I don't know. Really? You're going to dedicate... This is so stupid. You're going to dedicate 114 years to be able to become a... Literally no time freedom at all. That's what that means. What she's saying is, if you would have asked me, I would have said that I will dedicate every moment of the rest of my life to Young Living in the pursuit of time freedom and financial freedom. Okay, well, you're never going to get that because most people don't live to be 114. Let alone, like, you can't join Young Living until you're 18 probably. I hope anyway. So then add 18 years onto that if you join Young Living. If you join Young Living right as you become of age, you don't have 1 million hours to invest. You just don't. So shut up.
Shower. There was lots of noise in the
114
background
years sounds
because
doable.
I built my business as a stay-at-home mom with just trying to figure it out. And so that's what it looked like for me. And there was no reason why I couldn't do that. Sure, there were times where we had planned things that I had to attend,
Birdie,
that I couldn't
right.
be working. There were
Never mind, I take it back. Young Living extends your life, obviously. Just look at Gary Young. He was, 68 when he died? Yeah, he lived a long life. Oops. No, shut up.
Times where I wasn't all the way connected, but for the most part, like, I worked every day, and I'm a big fan of, for me, what worked for me was this idea of a 4-year career of, like, go really, really hard. That's not for everyone. I wanted that. I needed that. I could taste that. I could feel that. And so I went all in. What you want, what you desire may not be that. You may desire less work per week. You may not have the end paycheck or rank goal that I had. That's the beauty of this business. What we're here for is what you want.
How is that beautiful for any of these people but you? You might not be as successful as me. Isn't that beautiful? No. You're making it sound doable, and now you're also saying at the same time, literally this is the same person who was like, this is for everybody. Everyone can do this business. You can all have what I have. And then she's like, you might not get the success that I get. And that's beautiful. No. Is this possible for me or is it not?
Your leaders are here to guide you in what you want out of this. And Casey guided me in what I wanted, and I followed in her footsteps every single step of the way. I said, I want to go where she's going. When I started this business, I was like a hound dog watching who was where I wanted to be. I was finding videos on YouTube that, like, I probably shouldn't have had access to because I wasn't on their team. And I was studying what they did. I was stalking everything that they did and channeling it into myself and to do it in my own way.
The things that Natalie, thank you for the $5 hairs and the super sticker. Thank you. That's so kind. I forgot what I was gonna say. I got distracted by a super sticker, but it was something along the lines of like the lengths that this lady was deciding to go to in order to make money in an MLM. I mean, all of the things that she says that she did, she says nothing's gonna stop her. Meanwhile, she has at least 3 kids. We saw them in the... Oh, wait, no, that was the watermelon lady. Sorry, no, I don't know how many kids this lady has in particular, but she said she has kids, multiple. So how much time did you spend with your kids? Like, you could have been spending all this time with your kids, but instead you were watching YouTube videos of other team calls. Yeah, that sounds worth it. It's like, especially when your kids are young, you're never going to get that time back, dude. What are you doing? You're sitting here, you're seriously sitting here watching team call after team call after team call, trying to be a successful scammer in a essential oil network marketing business. And you could be, oh, Pippi, you could be hanging out with your kids instead. It's just messed up. She has, oh, that's right, she did say 6 fucking kids. And instead, she's just watching YouTube videos of other people's team calls. Wow.
Because I saw the clear picture, because I had these goals, because it was crystal clear on where I wanted to go, why I needed to go there. That's why we talk all the time about, why are you here? What do you want? You need to be clear on those things so that your leaders can guide you clearly on those things as well. And that's, we don't really need to answer this one because we kind of touched on that. But the question I would ask myself, that I ask myself, the question that I would ask you guys, that I would ask if we were on a one-on-one call, is, do you feel the number of hours that you can dedicate is in line with the goals that you wish to achieve? That's what we need to ask ourselves. You know, if you're going for gold, if you're going for senior star, if you're going for diamond, is what you can give right now in this season, right here and right now, matching and aligning with what your end goal is?
I don't know, ma'am. You're the upline. You're trying to recruit me. You tell me. Aren't you supposed to be the professional who knows what it takes to be successful? You tell me. How many hours a week do I need to dedicate? Don't ask me. I don't know what I'm doing
right now. And we have to be honest with ourselves. Like, this business is constantly putting a mirror in front of ourselves and saying, like, am I giving that? Would I pay me that? Would I pay me $8,000 a month for the work I did in the past month? I don't know. We have to ask ourselves that.
Does anyone know anything here?
We dream of things, we see things, and oftentimes we aren't holding ourselves accountable to what we're actually going for. These next questions, go ahead, Case.
I'm going to add something just super quick. I saw this video years ago, and it was saying that, like, I'm going to probably...
Dude, this lady right here is, like, taking a picture for her Instagram, probably just being like, I'm on this amazing Zoom call with these amazing women. Look at this amazing community we have here. Wow. Like, that, you know, that's what she's posting. Meanwhile, we're all sitting here just, like, watching a lady cut a watermelon. Yeah, amazing.
Mess this up. But if you don't, like, you basically can overthink things. So if you don't, like, decide in the first 3 seconds, just decide to do it.
Is that lady in a car in a freaking drive-thru right now?
Anyways, when Adelaide was teeny tiny, I would climb in her crib at night until she fell asleep, and then I would climb out. And most nights when because I had been up at 4 a.m., you know, I would fall asleep in her crib, and I would get up, and all I would want to do is just start walking to my room. And I'd be like, don't think twice, just walk to my computer. Again, I'm not saying that that's, like, healthy for your whole life, but for a season, I just did that night after night after night. And I just was willing to do those types of things to get where I wanted to go. So anyways, I just thought I would share that super quick.
Yeah, I think if you're in the same boat, or if you're in the season that Casey and I were in when we first started, where you have very little ones, or maybe you're in the 3 toddlers stage, like, we lived for nap time, early mornings, and after they were in bed. There are so many life things that need to align to make your business work. My kids have always had early bedtimes. really benefited me when I started this business because I had a chunk of time. I'm an early riser. I get up early. Casey and I are most.
Then this lady must not sleep then, because she said that she had like a lot of things going on when she first started this business. It's like, do you sleep? You waited for your kids to go to sleep and then you started binge watching YouTube videos of other people's team calls? Ma'am, do you sleep? No. Is there an essential oil for that? Is there an essential oil that like just makes it so you don't have to sleep? Sounds like she doesn't keep lavender in her house.
Magical calls happen at 5 and 6 a.m. Because that's when we work. You know yourself. Know when you work best. Know when you can squeeze things in. Because you can. We all have the same amount of time in the day. These next questions are questions.
Okay, but you're like willing to part with your sleep. You're clearly willing to part with things that like you need to be able to be a basic like surviving human. You wait for your so sounds to me like she was a mother when her kids were awake, and the moment they went to bed early, of course they had early bedtimes, then it was grind set time. So when do you find time to like sleep and eat and stuff? And also, can we not like normalize that for other people who want to be successful? Because time freedom who?
I think it's important that you know, we kind of touched on this, about your brand partners that are beneficial for you in just
energize oil,
opening the conversation. So these are them. You're knowing their color, personality, and love language or Enneagram, like any of those personality type things is going to be really important for you in just how you serve them and how you show up for them. What excites and motivates one person is going to do nothing for someone else. When you know that, when you know your people, your whole team and dynamic changes. But Casey, if you were just starting out, the two questions I might ask you are, what is the best method to contact?
Apply peppermint oil. Oh no, tie pepper oil to your eyes. It'll keep you awake forever. There you go. Great idea. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea.
You, LOL. And then also,
did you say LOL out loud?
Okay, so I'm just gonna add something really quick.
And a color personality. So like these boss babes think that color personalities are a thing. So they're like, I have a red color personality, which means I'm aggressive and I'm a go-getter, or like I have a green personality, which means I'm calm and like I don't know. There's like a whole thing. There's like a little rainbow of colors that you can follow that tells you what your color personality is. And I feel like I hear them like using the color personality thing all the time in these like team calls. I feel like it's a big thing, that like a big theme that these team calls always have. And I feel like I remember Mac Attack made a video actually about the color personality test, and like there's no scientific anything behind it at all. So it doesn't mean shit. But all these people are like, yeah, your color personality literally means nothing, just like everything else you guys do.
Right. I think a mistake that I made in the beginning of this business, which I'll tell you guys so that you can learn from my mistake, is not learning that fully about
blue, yellow, green, and red. Yeah, there you go.
I love to work, so I don't need much motivation from someone else. In fact, like I love the fun and the travel and all those things, but it's just not what drives me. And so, you know, if anything, I work really well, someone saying like, I believe in you, you know, go for it. And, you know, recognition and those kinds of things. But I had to learn like, oh my goodness, you know, it might be really life-giving.
Life-giving,
you know, do these other things and connect to my builders in other ways.
What are you, God now? So these essential oils just make you God and you give life to people? I don't think that's how essential oils work.
That they can get a boost. So anyways, there's such beauty and importance in that. And honestly, I didn't do that well always. But also I love that this business gives us the opportunity to go to a friend or a builder and say, hey, you know, I was learning and I didn't really think about this, and I'm sorry that I haven't checked in on you, or, you know, whatever it is. And so I love that we're constantly growing. We always say that this business is like, massive amount of personal growth.
Dude,
and
this
that
person right here is
my
really
life
creepy.
and friendships and all kinds of things. As far as contact,
why is she sitting in a dark room with a flashing red strobe light on her face? Is that like some red light therapy weird woo-woo shit? She's just like diffusing essential oils and sitting in a red strobe light room.
everybody's different. I try to look at, because
she's
of
the driving
specifically what
lady?
I do. I know it's
She's
different for everyone,
driving.
but like if somebody sends me a message on Instagram, I rarely will ever see it just because I have a lot of messages there.
Because I'm so popular.
Email is great for me, or also Facebook Messenger is great for me. I don't give out my phone number. Again, there are definitely things in this business where I feel like we have to set boundaries, where if people can, especially as your team grow, if you are just constantly able to be connected to, there has to be moments of like, okay, I'm just gonna be here with my family and I don't want my phone going off every second.
This is like the most basic advice in the world. Like, sometimes you need to step away from your phone and your devices and just live and be with your family. Yeah. Hey, that's really healthy advice. That's also like the bare minimum of just like being a parent. But all right, yeah, great advice here. Couldn't have done it without you, ma'am.
Or my text going off. There's so many apps now, right? Like I don't personally use Voxer, but I know a lot of people do. So there's definitely a lot of ways where you can be connecting what works best for you without just like giving it all away. If that makes sense. I do love hopping on Zooms, if somebody really needs, to connect or anything like that. What would you say for yours?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a big believer in boundaries in this business. And I think like keeping things separate, like when I see people like drowning in this business, I'm like, why is everyone calling you right now?
Dude, this lady was just going on saying that nothing is going to stop her and she's going to go hard at her business and all this stuff. But now she's like, oh my God, I don't know how some of you people are just like drowning in this. This sounds like you were too.
Stop. Like have set boundaries for your business so that like I don't use my personal phone number text for many business things. Of course, I have friends I do this business with that we text, but like Casey and I work every day. So like if someone needs to get a hold of us, like we're checking.
You're a Royal Crown Diamond.
Our email.
Oops. Wait, didn't she just say like at some point in this call that like I was chasing the time freedom and like now she's the highest rank of the company and now you're telling me you still don't have time freedom because you work every day? You don't even get a day off? And you're the top rank of the company. When does the time freedom kick in? Please tell me. I'd like to know. Hey, when does the passive income start? When does that start? Because I hear about that a lot with MLMs too. You're at the top of the company and you still haven't gotten it. So like, where else do you go from here? How much more do you have to dedicate yourself to? It makes no sense. I just can't.
We're checking our Facebook Messenger. We're checking these places.
Set boundaries by going on vacation and not working,
you get to create,
right?
again, just like...
And then she was literally saying, wait, was it her or was it the other girl who was just like, I think it was her. I want all my girls' trips to be work trips or whatever. I want my girl weekends to turn into work trips. Why? Again, you're literally asking to turn all of your spare leisure time into work time. Why? And then you have the audacity to sit here and be like, why do some people drown in this business? I don't know, because they have you for an upline, apparently. Because you're also telling them all what to do. Oh my God, 114 years later. Yeah, you're right. She hasn't put in her full 1 million hours yet, so.
You get to create the fun things about this business. You also get to set the boundaries in this business of like what flies, of how you do this, of what it looks like, of how you communicate. And some of that will be you shifting, like Casey was saying, sometimes you have to shift a little bit to make things work for your team. I think now more than ever. I was just talking about this with a friend. We're finding like post pandemic of like,
it's so quiet.
How do we reach people right now? Like people don't like Zoom. People don't like the internet. But
you have the world at your fingertips and you're like, how do we reach people? We have the internet. We can communicate with just about anyone in the world. How do we reach people? I don't know. You tell me. What else can you do? What do you want to do? Teleport to people's houses? We're not there yet. Maybe in 114 years, though.
We're running a business across the country, and for some of us across the world. And so this is where it's at, people. So props to you guys for showing up tonight, because I know a lot of you work other jobs on Zoom. I know a lot of you have spent years on Zoom with your kids on school. And this doesn't always feel like, yeah, I want to get in a Zoom call. But guess what? We're running a business and we're serious business people. And this is a tool that we have, a resource that we have to run our business. And so when we view it in that way, when we view the gift of technology,
we aren't cavemen, SpongeBob. We have technology. I love it.
Of like, we have all these opportunities. We're craving community. We're craving connection. We want to grow our business, but then we don't show up to what's there. What if you did? What if you changed it? What if you said, I say I want this and I show up? Because what we're having happen oftentimes on our teams is I say I want this, but I don't show up. And so when we can, and we do, and we will, that's when the magic happens.
Oh, no,
you
go.
No, you go.
Well, I was just going to add to that. Like, I think a lot of people, especially I feel like in the beginning of the business, would say to Danielle and I, like, well, I don't, I'm not on Facebook, which I totally get. But I'm like, well, but also you could you could create an account that nobody knows about just to access team resources and these free tools. I mean, being in Facebook threads with builders, being in these groups full of resources. Again, I'm not telling anyone what to do, but if you really look at like, wow, this is literally.
Imagine having a job and then saying that like all of your resources that you use for that job comes from Facebook. Like, unless you are a Meta employee, it's pretty weird to say that all of your resources come from Facebook. For the most part, anyway. I mean, I guess there's probably exceptions, but it's like, wouldn't the company that you work for have like a back office to have all those resources? How come you guys are all depending on going into like Facebook groups and stuff in order to train and do your jobs? That's kind of weird.
Really a free tool that is just amazing for me. I also just want to say, because I saw a few comments, don't feel bad to set boundaries. There's been a few times people have asked Danielle and I to get on Zoom calls, and we'll be like, hey, would it be okay if we started a Facebook thread? That way I can hop in, listen when it's, when I'm making lunches or when it's quiet, and then I can voice text in the messenger later in the day when it's better for me. Like, there's not really a reason to all have to get on a Zoom or all have to get on a call when we have options like that. So don't feel bad to say like, hey, it might work a little better for me to do it this way. Is that cool with you?
Oh, hey, Mom.
And that might give you
My
so
mom's
much
here,
life
guys.
to, just make those adjustments.
Can you hear me? I
Yeah,
guess I'm kind of far away from the mic. If you didn't hear me, because my audio levels look like they were kind of low, say hi to my mom, because she's in the chat. Hi, Mom.
Just remember that, because it may seem like a little thing, that one message or something that keeps coming up, but really it's going to be part of how you shape your team culture, of how communication happens in your business. And so don't take those little things lightly. Like, I think it's important to, our presence is the greatest gift we can give our team, but like, that has to fit into what works for you, for your family, for your relationship with your spouse or your partner or whatever. Like, those are priorities for you. And that's why it's important to know the negotiables and non-negotiables. One of my favorite videos I watched, Jen Jordan, who's a Royal Crown Diamond, is like, if it's an emergency, call 911, because I can't do anything for you. And that was like a good wake up call for me.
A young living emergency, still please don't call 911 unless you did what Gary Young wrote to do in the Essential Oil Bible. And if you missed this earlier, guys, you'll have to rewind and watch this, because I read part of the Essential Oil Bible that Gary Young wrote. He said to soak a tampon in essential oils and shove it up your vagine for 8 hours. Or you could use a turkey baster and just squirt it up your butt. Literally in there. Yeah. So, yeah, do that. No, don't do that.
I think it was gold going for platinum when I saw that. And I was like, dang, I was not living that way. I was not working that way. And so that's what I'll tell you guys too. Like, I felt like this urgency, and part of it was fun. Like I loved it. But also I felt this urgency of like, what if I can't help them? And what I learned as I built my business was that I'm helping people help themselves. The more you can do to set people up for duplication in little ways, you guys, not answering messages right away, letting people go figure it out. Can't tell you guys how many Google screenshots I have sent people of showing them that the question they just asked me, I just typed into Google and found the answer because I don't know either.
Yeah, because Google is always the end all be all, right? Like, I would hate to see what these people's search histories look like, right? Like, what? Because you know they probably always end up on weird, like, holistic blogs and not actual, like, trusted resources, right? Like, I don't know, the Essential Oil Bible that says to put oils in your vagine.
I don't know. Just because I've been doing this longer than you or I'm a higher rank than you.
Watermelon mom turned into a chair.
I know my people on here know that I'm going to tell you. I don't know. I will ask someone for you, but you could just ask them yourselves. I will Google it for you, but you could just Google it yourself.
What the fuck is this? What is that? Is that a dog?
Please.
Is that an animal?
Don't create a job that you don't like doing.
What is that? Is that cat okay?
Adding all these tasks into your plate.
What the fuck is that?
Literally, there's an email for every single department in Young Living that you can send people. Shipping and international stuff and whatever you can think of. Tell people Young Living's customer service phone number. Like, don't create more jobs for yourself than you need. You're going to have enough to do within your business that you don't need to add more tasks to your plate. So those little things that you do are going to be shaping your team culture, shaping the communication on your team. So then when do you
get the time freedom then?
Okay, and also I'm going to say just really quick, because you made me think of it. I look at things in my mind two ways. So like there's the time spent on team things, and then there's time spent on IPAs and bringing people in. To
IPAs?
Me, they're different.
I like the sound of that.
And
glug,
in
glug.
all honesty, okay, you guys, if I spend the time that I need to spend prospecting, think about IPAs, getting in front of people one-on-one.
What does IPA
stand
for?
Consistently.
I've heard that abbreviation used in network marketing before, but I don't remember what it stands for. All I know is it's a kind of beer. I actually don't like IPAs. They're not my favorite. So there's that. IPA. What does that stand for? Someone probably knows.
Online.
Someone in the chat will know.
Having a get together at my house, whatever those things are. That's a lot of time. So when I'm doing that, you know, some of the team stuff might fall back a little bit. Well, when you're constantly all day, I could spend all day in my Facebook Messenger. So I purposely try to do it like every couple of days.
Oh, it's Indian Pale Ale? Oh, no. Income producing activity. These people suggest that you make your entire life an income producing activity. If you are not constantly monetizing everything you do, then you'll never be successful, hun. Your whole life needs to be an IPA. Not the beer, hun. The one that'll make you money.
Because I'm like, I need to be bringing people in. So you have to figure out these rotations as your teams grow.
International
so
phonetic
that
alphabet.
You don't only get, stuck in this over here or stuck over here. And I've told people before, hey, if my goal is to bring in, let's just say, if my goal is to bring in 5 people this month, and I know it's going to require this, then I can't spend every single waking moment on it.
See, how is this a training where she's like, my goal is to recruit 5 people this month, and the way to do that is this. And then she doesn't tell us what this is. So what are we learning here? Is anyone learning anything from this? Because all I've heard so far, a vomit-inducing activity, exactly. Your kids' teachers, your church, your friends, your checkout line, your kids' friends' parents, yeah. Oh, yeah. Drive-through person, yeah, all that. I forgot, what was she saying?
Team stuff. But they're both incredibly valuable. You just have to make sure you're doing both, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck are we learning? All I have heard so far is people basically saying that you are chasing the time freedom, but even though you're the top of the company, you still don't have time freedom. Using some postpartum stuff and miscarriages as an excuse to sell the opportunity for whatever freaking reason. And what else? I mean, what has been taught here? I learned how to cut a watermelon today. You're still in her Young Living. Oh, shit, DC. I bet there's some good stuff in there. If you find anything good, send it my way. I know you will. Yeah, she didn't say how. She's like, if your goal is to recruit 5 people this month, you got to do this. And then, okay, what's this? Isn't, like, if the main part of the business, like, if the biggest income producing activity that you can do while you're in Young Living is recruiting people, how about make that the biggest part of every training, right? That's how you're going to make the most money. So why aren't we telling people how to recruit people? You're just saying, set a goal to recruit people, and then they don't tell you how to do it. What is happening? What I learned in boating school is...
Yeah, 100%. Something I
so good.
heard, I think it might have been Lindsay Marino when I first started and was listening to her trainings, was like she constantly was saying, do your most important work first, do your most important work first, do your most important work first. And what Casey was constantly telling me was enrollments are your most important work, enrollments are your most important work. And so that's what I did. And so
yeah, Debbie,
I
know
constantly,
that.
everything that I did, and I have to get off in just a second for another call, so I'm going to talk fast, but like everything I did aligned with, I want to bring in brand partners, I want to bring in new customers. And I think a lot of times in leadership, it feels like murky waters of like, how do I serve my team? How do I show up? How do I model this? And like literally you doing your job of just your most important work, your IPAs, you enroll people, you educate your team, you love on your team. And then showing that, leading by example, is you being a leader. You don't have to have like some profound thing to share every day with your team to be a leader. You do the work, you show them how to do the work, and that's leadership. You're showing up, you're bringing some.
But she's not even doing that right now. You show them how to do the work. Is this the work? You're sitting on a Zoom call and telling us that you bought a lake house and talking about how successful you are, but then at the same time also saying that you still have no time freedom? Huh? This is how you train people. You tell them how to do the work. Is that what this is? Because I'm not learning shit.
Thing of value, and you're modeling how it's done. And the
Love
thing
on
with
your
enrollments
team, exactly.
is you're
Ew.
constantly modeling duplication. You're constantly having new people come in, and it's changing your team in big and small ways because you're strategically placing those people. It's helping grow your team. People are seeing you enroll, and you're teaching people how to enroll when you share that with other people. So we could go through like a million more questions, but I know we're running out of time. So do you want to close with one of those quotes that you wanted to share, Case?
Okay, yes, I'll talk fast. So I wrote down these 5 quotes, you guys. So I'll say them fast, but when we post this call, I'll paste them. It says, don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them. If you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. If you want to grow, you have to do something different from the majority of people. And you are one decision away from a completely different life.
You guys are the best. Thank you for being here. We did record this call, so we'll post it into our groups. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
What we learned in boating school is... What did we learn today? What did we learn? Not much, really. Cue the Pinterest quotes. Exactly, dude. That's what this was. Oh, I missed the guy who looked like a dismembered head. She's going to... they could have Googled this. You know that she did Google that. They Google everything she was saying before. She's like, I just Google stuff for people and I send them Google screenshots. It's like, okay, yeah, we know. You love Google. We get it. Wow. Yeah, it was pretty painful. There were a few good moments in there, like learning how to cut a watermelon. At least we all had fun here, so there's that. No, Mom, you can't wear sunscreen because it's so toxic. That's a joke. Please do wear your sunscreen when you go outside, guys. Skin cancer is no joke. But these Young Living people think that wearing sunscreen will literally kill you, so whatever. Wow, you learned you wanted a watermelon. Yeah, right. I learned that I shouldn't get into Skyrim modding, and then I missed my favorite live stream. Oh no! Yeah, I agree. Watermelon Lady was the highlight. And then at one point, there was like a cat that was like playing in a plastic bag or something. Dude, Watermelon Lady is the MVP. We all need to strive to be more like Watermelon Lady. Yeah, Mom, you missed it. This lady was like slicing up this like giant watermelon. I think it just looked giant because like of the phone camera angle. But, oh yeah, Mom. Yeah, they do. They're like, sunscreen? No way. I'd rather absorb the natural rays of the sun than put toxic chemicals on my skin. Does Young Living make a sunscreen? I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up. Because they have to have some kind of alternative, right? If they're pushing the whole like anti-sunscreen, anti-tox lifestyle. Nope, not Young Living sunscreen. Oh my god, they do have a sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen lotion. And hey guys, guess what? One bottle of their sunscreen, that's SPF 50, will only run you $44 and 8 cents. Jesus Christ. But hey, don't worry, if you're a Young Living member, you can get this one singular bottle of sunscreen that has no toxins or chemicals in it for $33.50. That's the discount price. That's the cheapest any of these people are going to get it for. Between $30 and $45 on one bottle of sunscreen. Can you believe that shit? What's even in it? Free from harsh chemicals, making it the best healthy sun exposure solution for the whole family. It's a 3-ounce bottle. That's small. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah. Zinc oxide. I don't know. There's a bunch of... Zinc oxide is the first ingredient. I don't know what's in normal sunscreen. So, either way, they have castor seed oil. It's not an essential oil, though, right? They have coconut oil, which I thought... Doesn't coconut oil, like, isn't that something that you put on your body, like suntan lotion? Like, it makes your skin tan? Like, it helps your skin, like, cook to get a good tan. Maybe not. Sunflower seed oil, helichrysum, there you go. Lavender oil for whatever fucking reason. Myrrh, just like Jesus. If Jesus wore sunscreen, this is the sunscreen he would wear. Cistus oil, ylang ylang, carrot seed oil, and sacred frankincense, of course. So yeah, if you're using regular great value sunscreen, which I just bought today there was a 2-pack of it for like $7 or something like that. Yeah, no, that's just toxic chemicals. Ah! Oh my god. Mineral sunscreens use zinc. It moisturizes. Yeah, I think they call it a moisturizing. I think that was in the description or the title of the sunscreen. Anyway, wow. What a clusterfuck. Let me see, before we go, let me see if anyone is streaming for me to redirect to. Please hold. Because if not, then I'm just going to end it. But we got a good crowd here tonight. You guys are the best. Who is live? Growing Up in Scientology is live. Also, the line with Matt Dillahunty is live. You guys probably wouldn't be interested in that. Growing Up in Scientology might be a good place to redirect to, actually. They talk about cults, obviously. They might be just ending their stream too, though, because they started at the same time I did. But anyway, we can redirect there. It's a good channel. You guys will enjoy it, I think, if you stick around. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna bounce. I hope you all had a good night. I hope you enjoyed the stream, even though a lot of it was kind of mind-numbing. At least the watermelon got us through everything. And as far as this upcoming week for videos, I have a new one filmed, but I'm going camping this weekend, so I will not be home to edit it. I normally edit over the weekends. So I'm going to try to get it done before then, but it's kind of a long video, so We might be looking at a later in the week upload next week, but I'm not positive. Anyway, other than that, hey, you guys have a really awesome weekend. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And keep making waves, I guess. I don't know. Don't forget to lick the stream, or if you're incapable of licking not inanimate objects, just things that don't materialize in the real world, just click the like button. That works too. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.